I react very instinctively to everything. I'm a great believer in traveling a great deal. I don't believe in meetings. More than 2 people in a meeting, it's too many. Really, it's true. I think the more you go out, the more you see, the more you experience life, the more you bring back to your day job. So as I was trying to say in my remarks, I think the problem about big corporations is you get a lot of people my age trying to hold on to their jobs and clinging on to their pensions and their retirement, and they're not experiencing new things, and they don't like change and they don't like disruption, so either they don't make a decision or they say no, and as a result they stagnate. So it's terribly important to bring people in from the outside and not to remain too insular, and also to hire as many young, bright people like all of you as you can, just to teach you how to think about things completely differently.
What bores you?
Mediocrity. If you see a collection that you feel the designer has been lazy or taking inspiration from other designers, it doesn't so much as bore me as anger me.
Fashion. An accurate...
Well, I'm very driven by what I do. I am certainly very competitive. What else am I? Needy? A bit.
Perfectionist?
Perfectionist.
Well, let's try bitch first.
Well, I hope I'm not. I try not to be, but I like people who represent the best of what they do, and if that turns you into perfectionist, then maybe I am. Clarity is one of the most important leadership qualities that one can have. I think it's really important to be very specific and very clear in what you expect, and then to delegate. People respond much better when they're in a more independent environment and you're not completely breathing down their neck all the time. The other thing I think is incredibly important is to hire divas like Andre Leontali, who will disagree with you and contradict you and not yes you all the time. And not to be scared of having people working with you that have different opinions.
You eventually joined Harper's Bazaar US, and in 1976 it was, you were fired, and I find that extraordinary.
No, they were very clear in that they thought that I would never understand the American market. I remember I was the editor on one shoot that was, I think it was the French fashion shows, and I just decided that it would be interesting to have dreadlocks on the models, and I think that pushed them further than they could bear. So that was it for me. But I think it's always part of life to have some knocks as well as some successes,
and to take risks,
and to learn. So I think it's healthy for everyone to lose a job as well as to gain a job. And I also know, career-wise, how important it is not to be too highly specialized, especially these days in the world of media. It is crucial to have multiple interests and skill sets, to have tried and possibly failed at many different undertakings. So part of my role as the artistic director of Condé Nast in the United States is to make sure that we embrace change and don't become too insular. So to that end, I've been inviting in leading figures and CEOs from all kinds of companies, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and to talk to the editors-in-chief and the digital creatives who run our websites.
What is your best piece of advice for the next generation's influencers?
I think it's really to be true to yourself and listen as much as one is able to other people whose opinions you respect and look up to, but in the end, it has to come from you, and you can't really worry too much by looking to the left or to the right about what the competition might be doing or other people in your field might be doing. It has to be a true vision. You are driven by your heart, you're driven by your talent, and you're driven by your instinct. And if you start to question and look at what people are doing to the left of you or to the right of you, you are going to lose that clarity of thought. So my strong advice is work with a mentor, work with someone that you admire, and just take the time to do it right. Don't rush. I was thrown into my career, frankly, with ignorance. I knew nothing.
In your early going, you had to do it all. There weren't assistants back then.
No
You
assistants. No assistants. You had to do everything. I was a market editor. I wrote copy. I was a designer. I went on shoots. I did the hair. I did the makeup. Tried to make sure everything was created in a very strict budget because we certainly had no money. I was sent to Morocco once with £5 in my pocket and told to find someone who would put us all up. I mean, it was those kind of days. It was very difficult.